Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Yeshaya coming at you again through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, B'Hashem Rachak. And before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, B'Hashem Rachak. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation to the Akim out there pushing his word without truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom. In this video, I'm going to be doing a response to a video that a brother posted, and the title of the video is Latinos and Native Americans, or Latinos and Natives, where y'all at? And the brother that posted this video, his channel is GMS Encouragement 144, and this video was sent to me by the elder ICR of the GMS Charlotte camp, and he gave me the idea, to do a response to this video, seeing that I'm Northern Kingdom, so-called Mexican, tribe of Issachar. And, the brother in that video, he made a couple points, some good questions, saying, where y'all at as far as Latinos and Native Americans, because we know y'all listen to this, or y'all at least heard it, either on the streets, on the highways and byways, or through the videos that's all over YouTube, right? Or even from other people, they might be sharing videos on TikTok, on Instagram, social media platforms. You have brothers posting videos, or, throwing out little pictures and whatever and whatnot. So this word is going out there, man, and we know y'all listen to this. We know y'all are hearing it. So the question again is, where y'all at? If y'all see this, if y'all know, well, at least for y'all that believe, at least y'all that hear this truth and this truth is resonating with y'all and y'all believe, where y'all at? Y'all should be out here in the highways and byways with us, teaching and preaching this word to y'all's people. And for those of y'all that don't believe, that still think that this is a black thing, look at me. You got brothers in LA. You got brothers, like the brother was saying, you got 3 brothers over there in Texas, that are Northern Kingdom, that look, have that complexion, Northern Kingdom complexion. Here in Charlotte, it's just me, right? I mean, you got the brothers, but you got a couple of brothers that are also Northern Kingdom, but they don't look Northern Kingdom as far as like their looks, their complexion, but they're Northern Kingdom. But as far as y'all Latinos, man, where y'all at? Where y'all at? You need to snap out of that whole doctrine that whole doctrine of so-called white man Jesus, man. That's been a lie, that's been pushed and taught to y'all since the Spaniards came over here. When y'all look back in history, y'all's history, the Aztecs, the Mayans, they had their own gods. They had this one god called Kukulkan, or Quetzalcoatl, right? And it talks about the return of someone, of a dark skin complexion coming back. And that's talking about Yahushua, who y'all ignorantly call Jesus Christ. So this thing is not this thing is not a black thing. This thing is a Hebrew Israelite thing, right? Because y'all got to know is that the Bible, when y'all read it, y'all really, when y'all go to church, they don't teach y'all the whole truth, man. They don't teach y'all anything, really. They just teach y'all enough just so y'all can stay blind, stay complacent. But when y'all read the scriptures, y'all gonna find out so much things that the church don't teach y'all. There's a lot of things that the church don't teach y'all. First of all, that the name of our Lord Yahushua is not Jesus Christ or Jesucristo. That's not his name. He had a Hebrew name. They spoke Hebrew back then, right? At the same time as far as our history, they took out the Apocrypha out of the scriptures. Especially y'all Catholics, y'all know that the Apocrypha isn't in the scriptures. They took it out. But there's a heavy point. There's a heavy uh, part of a chapter in there, which is Second Ezra's, which I'm gonna get right now. It's Second Ezra's 13. Because this is our history. This is how we arrived here in the Americas. This is why we're here. Whenever Christopher Columbus came over here, who did he find? The so-called Northern Kingdom. I mean, the Northern Kingdom. So-called Latinos, Native Americans. That's what we found. And also, when you look back at the history of Christopher Columbus, he brought, I think it was like 5 Hebrew interpreters. Why would he need 5? Why would he need Hebrew interpreters if he knew he was going to come to a different land? Or say, for example, or as I say in school, that he was going to India. He was trying to find an easier or a faster trade route to India. Why would he need Hebrew interpreters, to go to India? That made no damn sense. But there was a movie, I think it was 17 or 1640 something. It's a movie of Christopher Columbus. How even in that movie, it shows you a little bit of truth that he knew about the book of Ezra's, and he knew that Ezra's knew where the tribes were. So let me go ahead and get this though. This is Second Ezra 13, and starting at verse 40, it says, "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land." It says, "But they took this counsel among themselves." Just let me give you a little bit of backstory. Those 10 tribes, which is the northern kingdom, they were taken into captivity, by the Assyrians, right? So we were taken into captivity by the Assyrians. But it says, verse 41, "But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt." You see, so they took this counsel, all the elders, they took this counsel, and they're like, we need to leave out of here, separate ourselves from these people, right? And go into it says a further country where never mankind dwelt. So at that time period, where could that be? Here in America. So it says, verse 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. Right, because we kept on falling off. We kept on falling off and kept on going to captivity after captivity after captivity. Which was part of the curses spoken of in Deuteronomy 27, right, or 28, Salakia. But that was part of the curses that that if we did not keep the commandments, right, of the Lord, what would happen? We would go into captivity. So it says, verse 43, it says, "And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over." Right, so we, went down to the Euphrates, went down all the way down under Africa, came up, and living here on the East Coast, that there's a lot of hurricanes in the Atlantic Ocean. There's a lot of hurricanes that be passing through, coming up here to Central America, Mexico, and here in the eastern part of the United States. especially around the time of uh, August, September, October. That's when they call it hurricane season, right? So it says, let me read it again, verse 44. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood. And those signs, Issachar knew how to read the signs. That's the reason why um, the Aztecs and the Mayans, they have the Aztec calendar, you know, able to read this. Because they were able to read the stars to see the time, see signs and times and all that. So it says, for the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. So the Most High had to hold back the hurricanes until we crossed that ocean, that big, vast ocean. Verse 45, it says, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth, right? So to arrive there, it took them a year and a half to arrive here, sailing through ships. And if you go back to, I believe it's Second Kings or First Kings, when it talks about, I forget what scripture that is, but it talks about when King Solomon had that one Canaanite king, you know, have his servants get sent out ships to Ophir and get gold from there. And said it took them 3 years to go to from a round trip 3 years there and back. So that was a year and a half to arrive over here and a year and a half to go back, because we knew about this land over here in America, but we didn't dwell. We didn't come over here to live. We just sent ships. We sent the Hamites out here to go bring us gold, wood, all kinds of exotic animals. King Solomon did that. So that's how we know we had that knowledge that there was land over here. So those 10 tribes that separated themselves and came over here on this side, right? Let me see. It says verse 46. It says, then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. So hey, we were going to be here until the end, to the last days, right? Hey, and we went through pretty much the same captivity, to the same bullshit that so-called black people go through. Southern Kingdom. We go through the same troubles. We went through the same captivity, even though our captivity came before. Our captivity was first, because when the Spaniards came over here, they wiped out the Aztecs, they wiped out the Mayans, they wiped out the Incas, they wiped out so many of our people, and the rest of them took them captives, right? Which is a history that a lot of y'all so-called Hispanics, y'all don't know that we were in captivity too, right? Our land was taken from us. We got put into subjection. That's why y'all got last names, right? That was the last name of your slave master, right? So now let me get Hosea. So like, bear with me for a minute. Trying to find Hosea 7 and 8. Because going back to what I was saying, this thing is not a black thing, as most y'all Hispanics and Native Americans might think. Just because y'all see a lot of dark-skinned brothers out there in the highways and byways, don't mean that you got to look like that. You got some brothers that look like Edomites, right? But this word resonates with them, you know. And hey, you got some brothers out there, like I forgot where it was at. Um, I don't know if it's in England or somewhere. You got a brother that looks, like an Edomite, so called white. He's out there preaching, right? So what about y'all, man? Y'all so called Latinos and Native Americans. Hmm? Where y'all at? Like I said, this is not a black thing, man. Y'all even got brothers out there in LA. A whole camp of Hispanic looking brothers, right? And as I was saying before, even some of the brothers that look so called black, some of them are Gad, some of them are Reuben, right? Some of them could be Ephraim, right? Because you got, well, for example, even in Mexico, when you go to Mexico, you go to this one state called Veracruz. Right there's a bunch of dark skinned so called Mexicans. They look they look so called black. They look just like Judah, right? So what about that? What about Dominicans? So called Dominicans. Hmm? Cuban, you got some Cubans that look so called black. Brazil. I mean, come on, man. Y'all gotta get that. Y'all gotta get that out of y'all's mind that this is just a black thing. It's not. Y'all are part of the 12 tribes, man. And by having that mentality, it's gonna cause y'all's own damnation, y'all's own destruction. Because sometimes I feel like we tell y'all this, but we tell y'all that y'all are the 12 tribes, that y'all are the people of Israel. But I feel like y'all don't want that responsibility. Y'all don't want that pressure on y'all to come back and return to the Lord. Y'all want to still keep on doing what y'all want to do. Eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobster. Keep shaving y'all's beards. Keep getting y'all heads lined up. Y'all too complacent here in America, here in Babylon. Not knowing that this whole place is gonna be destroyed, man. But anyway, let me get that scripture real quick. This is Hosea 7, verse 8. It says, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. So if you know about Ephraim, Ephraim is the head tribe of the northern kingdom. All right. So it says, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. So northern kingdom has mixed itself among these other nations. That's why our skin complexion is more lighter than our the southern tribe, so-called blacks, right? So it says, Ephraim is a cake not turned. Showing you, well, for example, if you have a cake and you don't flip the cake, one part is going to be more darker than the other than the top, right? So that goes to show you that there's going to be a different, gradation, if that's a word, of color of darkness in our people. You guys, like I told you before, you got in Mexico, you got some Issacharites out there that look dark, very very dark, looking almost like Judah. And then you got some that look like me, and you got some that look even lighter. Showing you that Ephraim is a cake unturned. So, knowing that, why are y'all still hesitant to come to the camp to receive this truth? Because some of y'all be coming out to the camp. I mean, y'all don't come out to watch us, but y'all pass by. Y'all pass by, y'all see the signs. Brothers been telling y'all that y'all are the tribes of Israel. Y'all are the people of Israel. Y'all are the people of the Most High. Right? But what do y'all do? Y'all just keep on walking by. Y'all see the sign, Y'all see the sun. It even says it. That's why we had the chart out there, that 12 tribes chart, so that if y'all walk past, y'all can see where y'all at in that chart. That's what brought me in. I know whenever the brothers in New Jersey, they had a video, and I watched one of them. This is the first time I ever seen. This is whenever I woke up to the truth. I seen their video. They was saying that Hispanics and Native Americans are Israelites. I clicked on the video. They showed the chart. They explained the chart, and that's how I was brought in, man. After that, I was hooked, man, and I found out this is the truth. So y'all walk past, y'all Latinos and so-called Latinos, Native Americans. Y'all walk past. Some of y'all come and look at the chart. Y'all see yourselves on the chart, but even though y'all still just walk past. Some of y'all get offended at seeing that Cesare Borgia picture with horns, not knowing that man, them so-called crackers, man, has oppressed y'all since the beginning, man. Since the beginning of America, since even before America was founded, when they came over here, they've been kicking y'all's ass. These crackers have been kicking y'all's ass, putting y'all under subjection, oppressing y'all, and y'all still want to defend this motherfucker, man. Shit's ridiculous, bro. But let me get this. This is Acts 4 and verse 10. It says, "Be it known unto you and to all the people." It's like, yeah, 4 and 10, Salakia. It says, "Be it known unto you all, and to all the people of Israel, that by the name of Yahushua Hamashiach of Nazareth, whom ye crucified, whom the Most High raised from the dead, even by him does this man stand here before you whole." So now, the name, here in the book it says Jesus Christ, right? Or Jesucristo. But we know that his name was in Hebrew, because they spoke Hebrew back then. They didn't speak English or Spanish. They spoke Hebrew. And Salakia, it's getting kind of dark in here. Let me see if I can put some light on. Okay. So, like I was saying, his name, they spoke Hebrew back then. They didn't speak English, they didn't speak Spanish. So his name wasn't Jesucristo. His name wasn't Jesus Christ. So you got to go back to what his real name was, which we know through studying Hebrew, to having the Lashon Kodash, that his name was Yahushua. That was his name. And even Yahweh said, his name, that my name will be in his. People say that here, in the churches, they say his name is Jehovah. Where the hell is Jehovah in Jesus Christ? But Yahweh is in Yahushua. So it says, verse 11, it says, "This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which has become the head of the corner." It says, this is a stone that was set at naught of you. Pretty much y'all, man. Y'all cast out Yahushua. Well, back in these days. In these ancient days. Really, this is talking about the southern kingdom. But even y'all know the kingdom, man. Y'all doing the same thing right now. Y'all setting Yahushua at naught. Putting him to the side and taking on this, Jesus Christ man. Which is nothing but Cesare Borgia. Or Serapis Christos. Because that's really what it goes back to. Y'all worshiping another God. Y'all ain't worshiping the Son of the Most High in the scriptures. Y'all worshiping some other God. So verse 12 it says, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. There's no other name. Jesus Christ is not the name. It's Yahushua. And his father's name is Yahweh. Right? So now let me go to go back to the Apocrypha. The second Ezra's 9 and start verse 7. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Salakia. So the only way we're going to be delivered from the coming destruction is through your works by faith. That's the only way you're going to be delivered, man. If you ain't got the true name, if you ain't got the basics in this truth, Salakia. Hold on, Salakia.